Afternoon people, welcome to this video which is stuff I've watched recently that I own that I haven't seen before or haven't seen for a long time, and I'm watching to see if I want to keep it or not video. Well, not a very snazzy title, but that's what we've got. I'm in the process of filming my entire collection off the shelf, on the shelf, rearranging it to put the videos out next year. That will be next year's big video series, my entire collection. And there's stuff in there I haven't seen, have seen. This is some stuff I've watched recently, going back a few weeks now. But the first one is Ran, Akira Kurosawa, 1985. Never seen it before. I remember going to HMV and buying this. It's a long film. I watched it in two parts. I hate doing that, but I'll never see it otherwise. I'm not a massive fan of Kurosawa or these types of films, but set in medieval Japan, an elderly warlord retires, handing over his empire to his three sons. However, he vastly underestimates how the power will corrupt them and cause them to turn on each other and on him. The story's like King Lear. I don't know King Lear, I don't give a shit about King Lear, but this was an epic, well made, looked beautiful. I probably couldn't have watched it in one go anyway. I would have needed a break, but I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that. It was a pretty decent film, I thought. Then, and the 400 Blows. It's lying around here somewhere. There's a pile over there, and there's a pile over there. The culture shelves being taken apart. But the 400 Blows, 1959, French film. A young boy left without attention delves into a life of petty crime. Things like stealing, he skips school, and his experience at home, his experiences in school. It's a well-made film, probably higher than the 6 out of 10 that my personal enjoyment would give it. And you see Paris in the late 50s, which is like a time capsule. I enjoy that. But yeah, I've seen that twice now. Probably wouldn't need to watch that one again, but a good film, worth watching. Then a film from 1972 called The Other. A series of gruesome accidents plague a small farming community. I think it's 1930s, encircling two identical twin brothers and their family. And I watched this once, and I thought it was all right. Then I read what it was about to see if I missed anything, and I missed everything. I watched it again. Knowing what you know the first time is kind of easy to spot and know what's going on. It's all right. I want anything to write home about. If you don't see it, I don't think you're missing anything. Then, based on a true story, Serpico. It's still sealed. By coincidence, this was on TV, so I watched it on TV. 1973, Sidney Lumet, based on the real story of Frank Serpico, who he was a New York cop. And you see Pacino at the start of the film. He's become a cop. He's happy. His family's happy. He goes in wide-eyed to make a difference as a cop, and suddenly is slapped in the face with police corruption. Big, heavy police corruption. He decides to take a stand, and everyone turns against him. That's a very good film. That one is very good. Pacino was very good. And again, you get 1970s New York. Then, Two-Lane Blacktop, never seen this one. Not really very interesting, a one watch maybe. While drag racing through the American Southwest in a Chevrolet 150, a driver and his mechanic cross paths with an enigmatic hitchhiker and the tall, tail-spinning driver of a GTO. And I think they go off somewhere and they raced. Best part of it is you see the Southwest in the, I want to say 70s again. Again, a time capsule to see how it was. The Southwest probably hasn't changed very much. Like there's parts of our country that wouldn't have changed in 50 years. So, I'm not sure I'd ever want to see that one again, but there you go. Then there's Rumblefish. Never seen it. A lot of people in this, but a street thug called Rusty James, played by Matt Dillon, struggles to live up to his older brother's reputation. His older brother, I think the motorcycle kid, is Mickey Rourke, a young Mickey Rourke. The youngest I've ever seen Mickey Rourke. And I never thought Mickey Rourke was young. But he is. You always got Diane Lane, Dennis Hopper, Nicolas Cage, who insists on calling Rusty James, throughout the entire film, Rusty James. Oh, you look tired, Rusty James. I'm saying, stop calling him by his full name. But and it's also got Lawrence Fishburne. Reminded me of West Side Story, but probably nothing like West Side Story, but that was the vibe I got at moments. But 1983, I liked that one. I could probably watch that one again. So there are a handful of stuff that I've watched last few weeks. And then, unexpectedly, I watched Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I wasn't sure I'd interested in a Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes film or another Apes film after being so long since War for the Planet of the Apes. But it was all right. You know, I liked the 3 apes at the start when they were after those eggs. I liked the lead human character when she talks, her, and it looks amazing as it should do. But I don't know if I'm past the apes thing now. But I can't ever thinking, yeah, I'd want to buy this and rewatch it over and over like I have with the other 3. Anyway, then I watched, again, not expecting to, but Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, this film, if you love comic books, you'll love it. If you love Deadpool, you'll love it. If you love Wolverine, you'll love it. Deadpool and Wolverine, the story is just there so that Deadpool and Wolverine can go through all these different worlds and they can travel together, fight each other, insult each other, stab each other, and just get along like a real pair of buddies and meet all these different cameos. Some cameos was cool, like, wow, that didn't expect to see that cameo. But you could have probably put Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds doing anything together. They have good chemistry. So as a film, the story is just there to service the 2 guys going off together. And then I watched Beverly Hills Cop 4. I refuse to call it Axel F. Beverly Hills Cop because that's fucking stupid. It's Beverly Hills Cop 4. And I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. It needed more Billy, needed more Taggart, needed more Billy and Taggart together, and needed more Billy, Taggart and Axel together. I didn't care for Kevin Bacon, didn't care for Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And Eddie Murphy, for a lot of the film, slipped right back into Axel Foley after 30 odd years. He did. Then there was other times where Axel Foley sounded and behaved like the 60-year-old man that Eddie Murphy is. Can't expect him to be like he was when he was 20. I don't expect that, but that was a nice surprise. Beverly Hills Cop 4, a nice surprise. I enjoyed it more than 3. I don't hate 3. I enjoy it more than 3. I think a lot of people do. But I don't think it's a patch on 1 or 2 for me. But those 3 were surprising that I watched them, and I enjoyed them for probably a 1 watch. But that's it. Probably do another one of these next week for the next list, and then we'll see how we go. But there you go. Get through the collection. Weed out the shit you don't want. Got to be done. Comments are welcome. I'm going for a drink.